Ghostrunner just released, so whilst you're waiting on Cyberpunk 2077, which at this rate looks like it will be coming out in 2077, you can slowly lose your mind to this absolute hypersonic tangle with death, because you're sure as shit gonna die. But I will say, those 1 in 196 moments, literally, when you don't, this game can be pretty fucking epic. So what is Ghostrunner? Well, it's a hardcore first-person slasher with extreme platforming and incredibly challenging, thrilling gameplay. Enemies die in one hit, but so do you, making every combat encounter intense as you're always just a singular ball hair away from death. Ghostrunner was a fantastic surprise, but not without its negatives, especially for the PS4 version, which I assume will be the same for the Xbox, but I don't know, ask Bill Gates cause I didn't have an Xbox. I'll get the technical issues out of the way because that shite's boring, but it really could affect your experience with the game depending on how much these issues bother you. Firstly, screen tear is absolutely rampant in this game, which if you don't know, screen tear is when the refresh rate doesn't match up or some shite. Pretty much when you see this thing on your screen, right, that thing, that's screen tear. Next, for me on the PS4 Pro, I had to turn off super sampling and manually change the resolution to 1080p so that the game didn't look like complete donkey piss, which, you know, it really isn't ideal, because I like console because I didn't have to tinker with shit. So when I have to tinker with shit, I'm not a happy chappy. Also, FPS is much to be desired. With most of the game, it was pretty fine, I guess, but it was definitely below 60, which, with the game being so unforgiving, with you needing to constantly make split-second decisions, 60 FPS should be the minimum, not the fucking peak. And finally, I had about 4 crashes, which is just a real blow to the balls after completing a hard mission. And of course, this is my experience in the first few days, so this could change with patches, but this is the state it's currently in on console. So if you want the game, I would suggest either waiting for patches or playing on PC if you can. Okay, right, now I've got the technical shite out of the way, there's only one way to put this, but this game is fucking banging. There's an absolute ton I love about this game, from the incredibly satisfying and visceral slashes to the amazing enemy variety that has you constantly on your feet, keeping the game fresh as new enemies are introduced. The game is brutal and will have you constantly dying and retrying stages, but respawns are instant and checkpoints are generous to minimise frustration, which I was surprised at how addicted I was to the game, because I'm going to be honest, on a game like Neo, I die like 3 times and that's me off to Malaysia, because I'm a fuck gonna fight that snake again. Platforming is another key element in the gameplay here, and for the most part it is really fun and satisfying. Sure, there are some points where it can be a bit wonky, and the game clearly expects you to have played the game 5 times before, because sometimes it is just near impossible to react to late jumps on your first try, but even then, how the platforming is implemented into the combat is fantastic, making all combat encounters have an incredible flow and adding another element of strategy to the combat, which, with the brilliant level design and enemy placement, makes every combat encounter feel so amazing when you finally get it. The music is popping, you're slashing and dodging like you're in the Matrix, and then boom, you're fucking dead again, cause you're shite. Story of my fucking life. To be honest, it is probably the most I've ever enjoyed platforming in a first-person game, which I know there isn't many of them, and Mirror's Edge is the only one I can think of right now. But shut the fuck up, alright? The game also throws 4 abilities for you to unlock throughout the game, with one of them being a dash attack, a push, which, by the way, who the fuck is using this? A mind control ability, and finally a slash attack. And they're all alright, but are really just more there for enemies you struggle with, and they aren't really a core part of the gameplay, but definitely a nice addition to give you some more options, and they are really satisfying to use. There's also a light skill tree element where you can improve certain aspects of your kit or abilities, slotting them into a Tetris-like board, with you getting more spaces the more you progress through the game. Nothing too life-changing, but a nice addition nonetheless. And finally, you get secrets, which you can find that either give you skins for your katana or certain items with lore attached, which, by the way, the skins for the swords are really cool. I love them. Also, for a game like this, music is pretty fucking important, and of course the music's great. It really just, it fits the game so fucking well, and it's just a treat to listen to whilst you're slicing and dicing motherfuckers. Oh yeah, you can also deflect bullets, but I'm shite, so I'm no doing that. I'm no Yoda, give me a fucking break. Overall, I really enjoyed my time with the game. The game is just so much fun to play with the amazing feeling movement that has you always moving forward no matter what, and the incredibly rewarding combat, making levels feel so satisfying to complete. All of this made this such a great experience, even with the technical issues. This definitely isn't a game for everyone, but if it is up your alley, I'm sure you'll have a good time. And I think my friend Twan said it best when he described the game as it feeling like you're a fragile but highly efficient acrobatic assassin on speed, which, yeah, sounds about right. Oh aye, tells a story? Yeah, it's good. So where does the game sit on the rating? I was originally going to put it in class, but I definitely think because of the negatives at launch anyways, I think it is going to be an aye, it's decent.